We need to change the name. Stop. Oh, hey. There we go. Maybe that's what we should do next time. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Yay. Alright, so we have our festive tree, jeez, in the background. Yay. We needed a stand, so we're using the frostbite box for that.
You want water?
No, I'm good.
You want a nice tea?
Oh, yeah, actually. Good call. Good call. Alright, so naturally when the show starts, it's always fun and exciting.
What's up, guys?
Just make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. You know, when I was at AudioControl...
And I was thinking that was my good shirt. And now that I see yours, it's like, it's not.
When I was at AudioControl, I couldn't get the camera to work. So, like, we're sitting there, I'm like, for some reason the output of the camera wouldn't work with the webcaster. And so I was like, I took it out and I plugged it into the TV, and then it wasn't working there. And I'm like, what the heck? So I think I don't remember. I think I restarted the camera or something, and like all of a sudden it worked, and I was like, oh, thank God. You know, it's like, jeez. But I think it was the HDMI. So we got a new one today, so that's all good. Hey, what's up from Texas, Australia?
What's up, Johnny?
Hollywood, Florida in the house. Yo, Johnny Rivera.
IT Tex.
Business casual, Fernando. Business casual.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thanks, Axman. What's up, guys?
Todo bien.
Yeah, that was
it's like everything okay. Yes. Todo bien. What's up, David?
By the end of the show, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Thunderdome Fosgate slamming in the back.
What's going on, guys? So,
hey, we got that one.
what's up, Robert Van Hoy?
Oh, Orlando in the
Carson
house.
City.
South Dakota.
Ooh, Charleston.
So, I know what I was gonna tell you. So,
New York.
Haley goes, what was that DSP question?
It's Alpine DSP or... And I can't
Lost
go.
it?
I can't go back.
Oh, it's already go.
Right there. Or
Alpine
JL DSP.
Ooh, for sound quality? I think sound quality wise they're probably the same. The Alpine has a lot more features. Because the Alpine has a 12-channel output as opposed to an 8-channel output.
Right, you have more ability with the 12 channels.
I would probably buy the Alpine, but the only cool thing I really liked about the Tweak was the ability to have multiple channel EQs up at the same time. So you can have EQ1, EQ2 for speaker 1 and 2, and then you can have like EQ1, EQ3, and then switch to 3 and 5. So like doing a 3-way set, it made it really easy to go through that.
Well, that's the software, right?
That's the software, yeah. Sound quality wise, I really don't think you're going to notice much of a difference. But I liked the JL Tweak software. It's pretty cool. Right. Anyways, Haley counted the state. We had to fly over 14 states to get to Seattle. Because we flew right up from Florida to Detroit, so it was like a straight line, and then from Detroit all the way over to...
Oh, wow.
So it was like ridiculous. It was a really long flight.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recommended any Chicago installers. Where is
Chicago. Next to Chicago, it's Sounds Plus.
Oh, is that Marty's?
That's Marty's.
Sounds Plus, Marty D.
Yep. And it's this guy that we met Knowledge Fest. His name is Giovanni.
Oh, yeah.
And
does he have a name?
It's Geo Auto Sounds.
Geo? Like
Geo, like Geo.
Oh, okay. So you bought a set of the Meza 99 headphones. Really liked them. I had I don't even think I turned them on because I got them right before we left. Mm-hmm. So I pulled them out of the box. Yeah. I put them on just to hear how they felt, and with my big ears, I was like, I think I'm gonna need new pads. And then I found I had a drawer full of pads, so I haven't. But I'm super excited to hear them. So obviously I haven't edited this week, and so I'll be trying them right away for editing. Yeah. And after wearing the travel headphones, which is the HD1 Sennheisers, Pink Floyd edition, yay!
Ooh, yeah.
Stupid. Anyways,
good. RCA's the 8000 are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're
cool. Nice, man.
I just didn't want to wear headphones anymore. Any pros and cons to the 363 in your opinion? It's just old. The 363 is just old. There was a lot of complaints about like the software. It was kind of clunky. I honestly avoided that like the plague. So I don't have anything good or bad to say about it.
Thank you, Kenneth Johnson. Thank you so much.
Other than like secondhand, that a lot of people just didn't like it because of the software.
Yep.
So if the software makes sense to you, run with it.
Yep.
Yo, handsome fella in the house. What's up, guys? Emmy at Mobile Concepts. Oh, hey, what's going on? Illinois. Oh, okay.
What?
We're gonna go with that.
What?
Hey, Justin, what's going on?
Wait, 8,000 is great for the money and really nice. Yes, that's right, Robert.
Robert Van. Oi! Tell me, opinion, please, about the AVH 601EX. All right, so here's my opinion on double DINs. Take a drink of tea and move on. No,
here you go.
Any DSP you would recommend?
Party's gonna start.
We'll get back to that one in a minute. So, my opinion on a double DIN, not specifically the AVH 601, it's this. If you're gonna buy a double DIN, okay, CarPlay and Android Auto has become so affordable now that
Thank
it's
you,
like
David.
between
Thank you.
$50 to $100 more to get into a radio that has that feature. I mean, the Alpine ILX W650 is what? It's $299 or $399. Everything's under $400. Okay, so the price difference between like a 601 and like an entry level 1500 or 1550 or any one of those, buy one of those. Okay, there is no reason to buy a in-dash AM/FM CD Bluetooth receiver because it's utterly pointless. You're getting the basics of everything. Okay. Everybody wants GPS. Everybody uses their phone for GPS. Everybody text messages when they're not supposed to drive. You do all these things. Just buy the radio that gives you the ability to do it safe. It's worth whatever money you're going to spend on a ticket or a hospital bill in order to have these things work right, okay? So just spend the extra money and get that. Now, with that being said, the difference between, let's say, like a 601 and then the one below it or the one above it is either size, because Pioneer doesn't do anything different other than size, or they add CarPlay, Android Auto to it. That's it. Basic features all along the way. Now, I will say when you jump up to CarPlay, Android Auto, you automatically get the better audio pack built into the radio. So that alone should be enough of an encouragement to spend the extra $100 to get what you want. Now, I understand it's $100, but let's be honest. $100 is maybe waiting an extra 2 to 3 weeks to get it if necessary. Get what you need. Don't settle, man. Do not settle for that entry-level stuff. I mean, that's a medium grade. It's not really entry-level like a 211 or a 111 or a 110 or whatever the hell those things are. Those are entry-level. Those things sound like garbage. But, just spend the extra money. I mean, the safety alone is worth it.
Right.
So that's that.
Yeah.
Thank
you, David
Fernando,
Monroe.
Robert. Yeah, you bet. Wade in the house. 16 Challenger Amp Pro and AudioControl LC61200, or just run an AudioControl D61200 with high level. Never run high level in that car. God no, that is silly. And the option is also kind of silly.
Yeah.
You need an Amp Pro for that car, hands down. Jason's in the house. What's up? Stereo Kings Oregon YouTube channel. Check them out. Anyways. If you got a 16 Challenger, you need an Amp Pro, regardless of whatever you decide to do. Now, if you want to go with the LC or the D61200, there again, the LC is just going to give you straight power and crossover, and everything's happy. Bass, mid, and treble control out of the radio is all the adjustment you get. Done. However, if you go to the D, which is substantially more, you are getting a DSP. Now, the one nice thing about buying the LC 61200 right off the bat and the Amp Pro, which it sounds like is probably about the money you're willing to spend, then you can always go back and add in, let's say, a DM608 or a DM810 and make the system bigger. Now, if the LC 61200 is the biggest you're going to make it, you're just going to do front, rear, and sub with that, then it might be worth going all the way up and saving the money to get into the D, because it will save you money towards the system in the end. If the plan is to get like the 61200 and do like active front, rear, and then eventually get like a 1.800 for the sub, then I would probably go with the LC and continue to build the system along and make the bigger system that you probably want to end up with at some point anyways.
No problem, man. Thank you for watching right now.
And the reason why this all comes back to the original, we were talking about the radio. Make a game plan, guys. Pick this equipment you want and then put together a path on how to get it, okay? The problem that we run into day in and day out is a guy comes in and he's like, I want this, I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and it's like, all right, that's $4,500. I only have two. All right, well, okay, now you have to decide. Do I want to spend $2,000 and try to get everything that I want with that $2,000 and settle on some stuff that isn't exactly what I want? It'll still do some stuff, but it's not going to be like, oh, I wanted some focal access, but I'm going to settle for some Pioneer. You know, it's not going to be the same. So, as opposed to putting together a plan, going, okay, so I want to spend the $4,500, but it's going to take me all year to do it. So how do I do it? Some guys will just buy piece by piece and save it and tuck it away in a corner, and that's cool. Some people will ask us, okay, if I want to build the system and like get it going, what do I do first? And the answer is always source unit. However you're going to do the source unit, meaning whether it's a factory radio into a DSP or if it's a aftermarket radio. Figure that out first, all right? So if you're buying a radio, buy that, put it in, who cares? If you're buying a DSP, buy it, put it on the shelf in the closet. The second thing is power. Power, you have to have power. Some people want to buy speakers and hook them up to the radio, and it's like, wait a minute, that's not gonna work. You have 18 watts, and these things really need 100 to rock and roll.
Right.
So power, because you can always amplify your factory speakers and actively cross those over and EQ them for what they are and be fine. They'll handle it. It's okay. Everyone worries like, I'll blow them. No, if you properly play them, you'll be fine. Okay?
What's up, Bobby?
After power, get the subs. Gotta get the subs, because I mean that's the whole like, yeah. And then the last thing is to get the mids and highs. Okay, so that's how you want to build it if you have to build it long. Now, if you're just going to buy piece by piece, put it in the closet, buy it any way you want, man. If you got $100, buy whatever costs $100. You know. Bobby's at Disneyland. Man,
no,
I'll be there next
kidding.
weekend.
25
Fernando,
hertz
you are the glue to keep the shop going. Oh, there's no question about that. I mean, this thing wouldn't work if Fernando wasn't here. I wholeheartly agree with that, because if he wasn't here, we couldn't have had the opportunity to go hang out at AudioControl this week. But yeah, you got we can't even talk about it yet.
All right, what's up, guys? Quick question. I got subwoofer, two-way components up front. What? I was to add another pair of speakers for the rear, will you stay with another pair of two ways?
No, I mean, for me, so anytime we do rear speakers, we try to just go with coaxials. And the reason why we try to go with coaxials is because I want to keep the tweeter down as low as possible, or if I even need it at all. I don't really like the tweeter from the rear. I don't mind the mid coming from the rear. Like, I like that, like, because I like something coming from back there. But honestly, most of the time when we do coaxials back there, especially if it's somebody that doesn't have kids that sit in the back seat, is we'll actually do a bandpass crossover on the coaxials and cross them over at like 10,000 hertz, you know, to let's say whatever our low point is, let's say anywhere between 80 to 100, and then play them up to 10,000, depending on there again how it EQs, and put a bandpass so that the tweeters aren't playing all the way up, because I don't need that loud tweeter. Now, if you're just going for straight up loud, like, man, I just want to get in the car and okay, go with the component set, put the tweeter wherever it needs to go, and rock on.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in.
I'll be at Busch Gardens tomorrow. Oh,
nice,
that's cool.
Nice.
Oh, Christmas Town. You got to go to Christmas Town, Busch Gardens.
That's true. That's true.
You have tickets. You should go, silly.
Which enclosure position is better?
Firing into
the car from the trunk, firing into the trunk,
or firing into the either side. Supposing it's a dual 12 or dual 15. I like firing back. I like firing it to the rear of the car. If it's an SUV and it's like a really deep box and there's not going to be a lot of room between the rear sub and then I'll fire up. But yeah, I like to fire back. And speaking of that, one thing I wanted to show you guys. We told you we'd bring these guys out right here.
Oh yeah.
So Metra, Rain Park there, has come out with the JL boxes. And by JL, I mean Jeep Wrangler boxes. So this is also for the new little pickup truck they have, whatever that is. So now, for those of you who are familiar with the Jeep, you had to put little tiny 4-inch speakers in there that sucked. And I was patiently waiting for somebody that's like, dude, we all do blown plastic. What is taking so long? But now we have a 6.5-inch that'll go into the front of the Jeep JL. and get you back to what it should have been from the factory, which is a 6.5. It's sad that we had to do this, but hey, thankfully Metra is on point. Gladiator. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Thank you, Metra's on point, and has decided to make these cool things for us. They're really nice. This one here, there's apparently a factory module that attaches to the back of it. As you can see, these little legs right here. It attaches to this.
Okay.
You remove the little grommet out of the factory, put it back into this, and it comes with my least favorite thing, speaker adapters. So those will probably just end up somewhere else. But anyways,
garbage.
So these are, and they're also extremely reasonably priced. I don't know off the top of my head, but I was shocked when they told me how much it was. So if you guys have a JL Jeep, or you're going to be working on a JL Jeep, or you know a friend with a JL Jeep, and they're complaining about how they sound because the front stage sucks, now it is not. You don't have to buy those really expensive BMW front speakers from like Focal and Audison.
I mean, if you can,
Hertz,
I mean,
there you go.
But now you have more options.
Yeah, more options. And I'm thinking some sound treatment, wrap some sound treatment around them to make them so they don't like vibrate and stuff. Obviously, in your roadkill. Exactly.
Yeah.
Matt from Showtime Audio.
Ooh,
what's up, buddy?
Man? Somebody says, so the rear coaxials in my Frontier extended cab has a bad tweeter. So you say leave them alone then?
Well, no, you don't want to leave a speaker with a bad element on it.
If it's only one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You still don't want to leave that in there because for one, okay, it's going to change the ohm load of the speaker, which is going to change the performance of the driver. So if there is a bad tweeter back there again, you can buy speakers where the tweeter swivels and it's at an angle and you can fire them down. There's a lot. We don't do Harleys. We have a guy, we have a buddy of ours that takes care of that for us. He used to work at AMP. His name is Aaron. He has a company called Havoc Motorsports, and he just specializes in motorcycles and stuff like that. Has a boring life come to an end? No, it hasn't come to an end, Johnny.
It's coming.
It's just been really rough. No, actually, while we were out in Seattle, we filmed 2 videos.
There you
we
go.
Filmed the so. Here's what's going to happen for that. The Boring Life is going to get the kind of behind the scenes, what we did with Chris, and leading up to going into AudioControl, and then what happened after we left AudioControl. And then there'll be on this channel, we'll get the full stereo side of things, which is all just about AudioControl, walking through there and seeing all the amazing stuff we got to see. And they actually build stuff there, which was really cool. They have 2 facilities which build things. The facility which we were at, which is the main facility, they build a lot of home audio stuff, as well as they do all the final assembly on the car audio stuff. So you guys are going to get to see how this stuff is put together. Like there was a dude just sitting there, and he was assembling all the LC2Is, and he had like 6 of them that he made this rig for. And it's like everything gets assembled there, and like puts the sticker on, and then there's a guy. So there's a guy putting the blister packs together. Okay? And he's sitting there with his heat tool, and I walked up to him and I said, "You do realize you're like the most hated guy because trying to open these damn blister packs, that sucks. But you're the guy, and I'm gonna remember your face every time I go to open one of these, and I'm like, it's like nope, that's just he's over there going, dude. And they have this machine where that day they were working on the EQs, the 3.2s, the little half-ton EQs. They were making those that day, and so like they just have this trough of blank circuit boards. So I just really wanted to just take one and like, because I wanted the circuit. I was like, can I just
look over there?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted like an epicenter circuit board because it's just cool, and I'm a nerd and I like stuff like that. But anyway, so they were building EQs, so they have this machine that puts all the pieces into it. So it's like they take the circuit board and they set it down, and it's like this 10-foot long machine, and it sounded like a machine gun because it's just like kaboom, 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 and then he turns it, it's kaboom, 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 and it's putting all the resistors and all that stuff in it. It was neat as shit. And then
Corpus Christi.
And the funny part was this was the funny part in the whole thing. So I was like, the way, and you guys are gonna see all this, so I am spoiling it a bit, but it's still, this is just me explaining it. The visual will be cool and you can see it. So on the shelf in the stockroom, which they have a very small stockroom. Honestly, the stockroom is probably, it might be the size of this install bay.
Really?
And that's all they have for inventory, both home and car, because the way they have it set up is like you can look at a row on the shelf, you know exactly how many pieces are there because all their boxes are uniform. So
Okay.
I can't remember how many it was, but Chris is like, I can walk out there and I can go like, we have 3 rows, they're 2 deep. That means I have like 190 pieces.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
If they get like a 200 piece order, okay, no big deal. They just, you know, they go over, they call the other facility and they just make them.
Okay.
Okay. So he's like, we don't have to stock a ton of stuff because we just make what we need. And then so the home audio receivers, they make this home audio receiver. It's like a something 90.
Bobby.
Okay. So they're about $9,500 a piece. And there was 6 of them sitting in a corner, stacked on top of one another.
Nice.
And he goes, but they just this nondescript cardboard box. Okay, and he goes, "You want to know something funny?" I said, "What?" He goes, "See that right there? That's $60,000." And I was like, "Huh?
Yeah.
All right." And you know, they're just sitting there, you know. But like, there's a guy there, and he was like upstairs when we were in the room. They were doing the final testing on him, making sure everything works. So it was really cool, and like, I hope you guys enjoy this video that we filmed because everyone there was super nice. I mean, it was great. We had a blast, and then of course. We had a lot of fun outside of that. We went out to eat with Chris's wife and 2 kids. That was awesome. We had some freaking phenomenal ice cream. His son was like, dude, we have the best ice cream in the world. And I was like, whatever, man. And no, they have the best ice cream in the world. I was like, this is so good. Oh, man, it's so good. God, you guys suck. You know, because it was like my 2 favorite things because we had coal fire pizza.
Nice.
And then we went for ice cream. So as far as I'm concerned, I had a happy night. You know, I went home going, hey, I was good.
The home audio is nuts.
Home audio is nuts.
This is insane.
So, and I was telling you, they have that little 2-channel home audio amplifier.
Yes.
Ooh, we're buying one of those, man, because I can't wait to get my hands on one of those and have that. That's going to be awesome. Hey, guys, does the ACBT24 work with the DM608? As long as it has the expansion port on it, yes. I unfortunately don't have my 608 here, but I think it does.
I believe so.
I believe it does, too. It's a little tiny port on the side.
Yeah.
It's got to have it. We don't have a 608. So.
No, I don't have a 608, but this is where you need to look for.
Well, yeah, it's just a little, it's just this little multi-pin thing.
Yeah.
Actually, it would have been better off to grab the 810 and we could have shown them what it looked like. So if they're looking at the picture of it, there you go. I was supposed to get a 608.
All right, right here.
Yeah, if it has that in the picture on the side, that's all you need.
Right here, this one, right there. Yeah. And then goes right there, and boom.
Now, for those of you that are keeping track at home, we will finish the Ford Raptor video first before we bring out the audio control. So I know we stopped at like episode 3 on that. Don't worry, we'll get that all finished up and then we'll move into the audio control stuff. And then we also have another beta video that we're working on that we just shot last night. So it's been a heck of a week, guys. I was here, we were filming last night till about 10:30 when you took off. And then I sat here and talked to Kyle for another hour, which means I was up late. So I'm going on fumes. But so it's like we had to go to audio control, and then we were here for a day, which really wasn't a day because it was like a half day for me. And yeah, anyways. And then we had a the amp video that we had to film Friday because they needed that done.
So somebody asked
really cool.
What I did when you're gone. I installed 2 radios, 1 amplifier, and exchange radios, software updates and all that stuff, but nothing crazy.
So I like these 2 questions. How much sound deadening do you need for 4 doors? So that would be a question for you. How many sheets? How many sheets do you need?
Well, it depends.
If
we go not crazy.
No, let's talk normal. Just normal.
3 sheets. 3 sheets per door.
3 sheets per door. Now is that doing the
back, front,
and the door panel?
And a little bit of the door panel.
A little bit of the door panel. So 3 sheets per door should get you.
Yeah.
So would you buy 2 regular sheets and 1 ultimate?
I would definitely buy 2 regular sheet, 2 stealth,
2 regular stealths,
and 1 ultimate.
1 ultimate. Ultimate is the one that has the foam on it. You still have that little piece right there.
Yeah.
Now you were asking what is better.
This is the stealth.
This is stealth. It's just the shiny stuff, shiny black stuff.
And you can see this one is nothing, but it has the ultimate.
So what this basically is it's stealth with an extra layer of 1/8 inch closed cell foam on it. So this is really nice stuff.
Pretty cool.
This typically will go inside the door, and then this will go in the outside of the door, and then this will go onto the door panel itself.
A lot of people say you can actually put this one on the front of the speaker. Yes. The reason we do it in the plastic is because the plastic rattle more than the metal.
Exactly.
So
it's usually crap.
It's just like, it's better for the plastic.
I'm not real good on the Phoenix Gold old stuff. I wasn't a big fan. Can I use MDF or plywood for door sound treatment? I saw folks use PVC sheets, but I don't have that. So here's the deal with MDF and plywood. If you live in a state like ours where it rains and water gets inside your door, both of those are eventually going to
see you later, man.
Fall apart. MDF specifically, you can get it wet once and then it's done. Plywood, will work a little bit longer, but eventually it'll delaminate and fall apart. So I would strongly recommend going and buying. You can get this stuff on Amazon. Like if you go to DNF Tool Drawer, and we have a section that just shows you, like, you can buy 12 by 12, 24 by 24, 24 by 36 inch pieces of this stuff. You can also just use a cutting board. Same stuff.
Yeah. I might have asked this before. What is the best way to set gains on the Rockford P300 12 signs? All wiring is internal, especially to the factory deck.
So here's the secret. You don't set the gain. You keep the gain all the way down.
It looks like they have pre-tuned that box.
You just keep the gain all the way down. We never have turned the gain up. Set the crossover to what looks like 80 hertz somewhere. Put it on high level or low level, whichever one you want, and we always keep the gain all the way down. So
before you start turning the gains, just turn it on, the gains all the way down, and listen to it. Turn your bass knob up.
Crack the bass boost just a little bit. Give it a little bit of bass boost.
You can see, but
and that's it. That's all you're gonna get out of it.
You're not gonna need it. They good subwoofers.
Thoughts on Android head units? Don't get one.
Don't get one. No, sorry.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Someone had asked the AudioControl versus the old 360. If you've never worked with a DSP before, you definitely don't want to jump into a 360.3 Rockford because you need a degree in DSP to do that. The whole idea behind AudioControl software is that anyone can use it. It's easy enough to figure out. They have multiple pages to try to keep it as simple as possible. Typically, there's 3 settings. There's page 1, which is just your input-output setting, and then page 2 is where all the fun happens, and then page 3 is like an overview. But they're all real simple, plus it has an active RTA, so it'll tell you what's coming in. So for me, I would probably go with the AudioControl.
Oh my God! Really?
Robert
Van Hoyt.
What did he say?
Kurt asked, what's the difference between the... Hang on. Kicker comes C10 and the kicker 2 inches. That was good. No, it's more power. Definitely. I mean, Comp R's is the red line. It's
handles double the power.
Yeah, definitely.
Handles double the power.
And then is the C. It's a 10.
I mean, put it this way: if you got the money for the R, get the R because definitely. The R is way better.
I like the 2 inches. That's awesome.
I have a Honda Civic EX today in 2011. Do I really need roadkill? Putting Alpine Type X components in the front. Do you really need it? No. Do you really need Type X? No. But since you are putting Type X in a tin can door, I would sound treatment the hell out of that door because guess what? When you go up to the door and you go twang, 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 and you take a $500 set of speakers and you put it on there, what do you think's going to happen?
Yep.
So you're going to have to cut the metal to get that speaker in the first place. So you might as well go all the way with it and just do it right. Now, do you need to go like super baked potato on it? No. Yeah. Get the area behind the speaker so that your door just doesn't sound like a pop can. Okay. And then cover the area where the speaker's going to mount. That's it.
Get some fast rings.
Get some fast rings. Definitely get some fast rings. So here's the deal. Why spend the money on the high quality speaker and then install them poorly? Yeah. Just a thought.
If you're not going to do the right installation,
Learn anything new from your AudioControl trip. Yeah.
That was a good one.
A lot of companies are suffering from the same thing. The inability to get their information out there about the products they make in assembly and the ability to share that information. We also learned that how do you sell more DSP was a question that I constantly get asked by manufacturers. How do I sell more DSP? How do I sell more DSP? How do I sell more DSP? And it's like, we talk about it all the time. I feel like DSP has become the new thing to talk about. And really, at the end of the day, the only way to get people to understand it and talk about it and want it is to just continue to talk about it, which is what we do. As far as new stuff, yes, we did talk about some new products that they are talking about that we didn't get to talk about on the live show because they asked us not to specifically talk about them.
But that's a cool product coming.
The one nice thing about AudioControl is that they don't hide a lot of anything. Like when we went to Kicker and Rockford, of course, they
sign it.
Which is fine because they're protecting their intellectual property.
Yeah.
It's a really small company. I think there's only 50 employees. It's really tiny. You'd be surprised. The amount of stuff, products, and equipment that they move out of that place with the staff that they have will blow your mind. Everyone thinks it's something like AudioControl, being on par with like Kicker or Rockford or something like that. Like it's this big company. It's like, no, it's a tiny company. Like Alex is the owner, the guy that was sitting next to me. He's the owner. It's his company.
Alex Kamara.
He bought it. He owns it. He runs it. When you walk in the door, there's his office. Okay, and it's just a little nondescript office. It's nothing flashy. It's nothing fancy. And he's the only one with an office.
Oh, really?
Like everyone else works in cubicles. So Chris sits here, right across. Chris could do this, and there's tech support. There's 3 guys sitting at desk in tech support. The new guy, he doesn't even have a cubicle yet. He just sits in this table in the center of the room, looking all goofy, and it's like,
just grab one chair, buddy.
Yeah, that's it. He's got, and they got like an extension cord coming down to plug in his laptop. It's friggin' hilarious. But no, really, a lot of it was just. I don't know if it was learning more so than eye-opening, because like when you say you manufacture something and then it's usually something silly, but to actually see things being made was really just like mind-boggling.
And that was one of my excitements. They see how they make all that stuff. Yeah. It's pretty cool, man. So.
And I did learn that they have a glass floor in the Space Needle, and Haley does not like that. And that if you walk on it, even though it's been there since the 60s, chances are good it's not going to break when I'm on it. She was flipping out.
Really?
Oh, dude, she's like, no, get off that. No. And then, they tricked you, because one of the glasses, they just put a floor mat over. So you're still walking on the glass. You don't realize it's a floor mat. And I walked up, and I said, you realize you're still standing in glass? No, I'm not. This one's solid. I said, no, that's a floor mat. She's like, no. And I go, yes, let's argue with me, Fernando. And then she bends down and she lifts it up. She's like, oh my God, I'm still in the glass. I'm like, yeah, you got to move over one.
Yeah. That is awesome.
Okay.
I think Fred, this one.
Okay, 2019 F-150 non-premium sound. I installed a car AVT harness, an LGD DSR1 Pioneer, 5-channel Sony speakers. Sounds great, but I lost my door chime. Yes. Door chimes from the speakers. What could be the problem? It's a 2019. So, this is a problem with the 2019s. You should still have a chime. It should be coming from the speaker in the center of the dash, right above the gauge cluster. If you don't have that, then there's definitely a problem, because the way Ford designs the system is that the sound naturally comes out of the speakers, and then it will come, when there's no speakers connected for safety, it should come out of the center of the dash. It sounds a little different, it's not as sexy, but it should still come out of the center of the dash because there's a speaker there. If you're getting no sound whatsoever from that, then there is a problem, because that means that speaker in the dash is either disconnected or not there, and that would be a factory thing. Trying to get the sound to come back out of the factory speakers of the 2019 has been an issue. We had, the first one we had in, we tried multiple things, and we're never successful. So we tried different load resistors, we tried the new LGDs that just came out. We've tried just about everything and not been able to move that chime back down to the speakers. It just stays in the gauge cluster. Some of the older Fords, like previous, the new generation, the load resistance and whatnot would get it to go where we need it to go. So we are having, that is a normal thing right now, and it kind of sucks. However, there is hope in that not too distant future, but sometime in 2020, we're going to be having a different conversation about that vehicle. So we'll just leave it at that. Okay? Yes, well, have that chime. Okay, so that's what it is. So where you're at right now, unfortunately, is the norm. So all I can say is it kind of sucks, but Be patient.
They're gonna fix it.
No,
at some point.
it's gonna. You'll see.
I mean, somebody's gonna come up with something.
Yeah, we got something.
Yeah.
I hope AudioControl comes out with a 3K amp at 2 ohms.
I mean, they have they halfway. They
so,
have the 1500.
Okay, so all right. One of the things you have to wrap your head around with like coming out with a 3K, they have to prioritize things that they want to come out with. And because like they have engineers that actually design this stuff. Brandon is like the head engineer, which you guys will get to meet him. But they do two things. So they engineer home as well as cars. So they multitask their engineering staff. And the thing of it is, because the video is going to open up with actually the engineering department, because when we got there, they were having a big engineering meeting, and it was like perfect, because it's like, oh, there's people that design things sitting in one room talking to the guy that owns the company, and they're giving them a report on what's happening. And I'm kind of spoiling the video, but then again, it's exciting.
Yeah.
And
Fernando.
but you'll see why they're not in a hurry to come out with a 3K, because like right now, all hands on deck are for there's six projects going on. Mm-hmm. They have the new ACX, which is the little watertight amplifiers that are going to be for motorsports. Mm-hmm. You have the LC, which we can talk about now, the LC2i Pro, mm-hmm. the LC1i. Those have been in development for 18 months. Okay, so there again,
they have priorities.
There's we got it, and then we have the new 5-channel that we're trying to finish up. Mm-hmm. We have the LC that's going to come out first, and then followed in a few months by the D.
Well, I believe like we have talk about the 5-channel and the 5-channel, and this is
the thing.
Everybody wants the 5-channel right now.
The thing of it is the one thing now that we've had the ability to talk to a lot of these manufacturers, that this stuff takes time to come out because they're actually physically designing these things, mm-hmm. and they're not just calling up someone and saying, "Hey, what do you got?" Okay, we'll take 100 of them. So, like right now, they're in validation. Like when the 5-channel amp I was holding there was a prototype. Mm-hmm. You know, it had all those notes on the inside of it because it's like they got three amplifiers for the 3 different designs they came out with, and now it's a matter of tweaking those designs. So they'll literally take the amplifiers apart, put different components in them, try them again, and see what happens. And if it blows up, they got to start over. AudioControl for the win, no doubt. So, there's a lot of stuff that is just going on. One of the things I did get to see there is, we talk about AR compatibility with those, and it hasn't happened yet.
Right.
Well, they have a full rig set up of a Ford dash, Ford amplifier, Ford everything, and that's what they're using to test it. And all day long, they'll be trying new stuff to test.
But that's what they do, They have to test and figure it out, feel it's beneficial.
That's what everybody has to do. Yeah. But there again, there's only so much time. And, talking with these manufacturers, 18 months to 2 years is about the average development time for a new product, which is ridiculous. And everyone seems to be the same way that is actually developing their own product. So, for example, like Rockford just has those new Prime amplifiers that just came out with. They've been working on those for just as long. And, they're not even their high-end stuff. What's up with Aussie Iron? They're having product issue problems from Australia.
From Australia?
There again, it's like...
It's coming from Australia, yeah. So
something in Australia is going on.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked to Marty about it. I've just been reading the same thing everyone else has. So he's just having a supply chain issue. But that's what happens when you have to rely on someone else for your product. So I don't know what it has to do with. I have 2 12-inch subs, dual 2-ohm voice coils at 3,000 watts, powered by a DD7 5,000 watt amp. And no North Star. Okay.
What's that, Justin?
I don't know where it went. AGM batteries. Is that a question or a statement? Sounds like you got a lot of power with a lot of batteries. And that's a lot of power. Yeah, you need that for those. Okay. I have a 2004 12 Focus whose dash kit is ugly for an aftermarket head unit, but I have a single DIN Pioneer. Is there any way that I can mount that anywhere and get my signal from there to an amplifier? Yeah. What's the Ford Focus dash kit look like, I wonder? I'm sure it's ugly. No, there's a lot of people. So, yes, there's multiple things you can do, but, I mean, at the end of the day, if you wanted to. So, all right, Honda Accords have the same problem. They have the big top radio with air conditioning controls, and then there's a pocket. So you take the pocket out, you put the single DIN in, and what they do is they use a T-harness. And the T-harness, just like the ones we use for all the other stuff, so we get the Access T-harness, so go metroonline.com, type in your make and model, get the DSP T-harness for it. And the reason why you can do that is it's an in and an out. So you can take and plug it into the factory radio, plug it into the factory harness, and then all the wires are teed off of that. All your speaker wires, power, accessory, ground. That way you can keep your factory radio powered up, so like for clock and stuff like that, or any other feature that goes through it, will still function, but all your audio is now coming from your single-DIN radio down below. It's a real common thing. You can do it. It'll work fine.
We recommend Scar amplifiers. Yeah, they're good, you know.
For bass.
So
they make
Robert,
Scar makes a couple different levels of amplifiers, just like everyone else in that category.
Yeah.
Their RPs seem to be extremely popular right now because you can get into. They got big ones now, so like they got something bigger than the 2000 now, I guess. So yeah. Well, anyways, the only thing I recommend if you're going to do the RP is, even though it run 1 ohm, run it 2 ohm unless you plan on running a ton of batteries. If you got a ton of batteries, go ahead and run it at 1 ohm.
All right, I think I find his question right here. He said, that was good right here. Is there any tips would you give me? Sure don't mess up my system. Having a big 3 upgrade, batteries, charge, any tips? With like a big system like that, definitely have.
So the first and foremost, big 3 upgrade. Okay.
Yeah. 0 gauge.
Obviously, you're gonna do 0 gauge. The big 3 is kind of like a generic term. There's gonna be more than 3 wires in there. Okay. What you want to do is check your grounding points. So anytime grounding points are usually what suck, because they usually use like an 8 gauge that comes off the battery and goes to the car. Then maybe use a 4 gauge that goes to the engine block. And there's a bunch of dumb stuff happening there. What you want to do is make what I call the trifecta of doom. So come off the battery to the frame, off the frame, or to the side, the unibody piece of metal, off of that to that, off of the frame to the block, off of the block back to the battery. That'll cover everything. If you want to get even more fun, any other ground points that you see that are little tiny 8 gauge crappy things that are coming to the frame, if you don't have enough 0 gauge, obviously you can replace those with 4 gauge. That'll be nice. But those are what I like to do. That's the 3 little points of power I like to connect. Now, you don't necessarily have, you can go from battery to frame, from battery to block, and from back, you can do all that.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then for your power wire coming off your alternator, first off, make sure you can get to your alternator. If you can, a 0 gauge coming off of that. I like to fuse it in the middle, okay, or wherever it's going to be resting anywhere near the hot metal. I like to make sure there's a fuse there, so whether it's coming from the battery or it's coming from the alternator, the problem with that is that you're going to have power coming both ways. So hopefully you just want to put it where you think there could be a problem. So I usually go on the side of like the engine block and not so much worry about the open area, but you want to put some kind of a fuse on it somewhere. The other thing to keep in mind too is, depending on the type of car it is, you have to pay attention to if it has a little voltage clamp on it. A lot of those have voltage clamps built into the ground, and sometimes by updating to the big 3 as it was, you can really screw up the electrical systems of the car. If it's an older vehicle, it's okay, you should be fine. Newer vehicles can get real picky on updating the ground plane of the car, because the car isn't made to do that. In which case, the safest thing at that point to do is just to run power and ground directly from the back batteries up to the front batteries, and it solves that whole issue, because you're on the same ground plane as the car or as that front battery. You're not changing anything. So that's really the only thing you got to keep in mind. So like when we do an F-150, we just run power and ground up forward. Saves, everything's hunky-dory. We don't have to worry about any of that silly stuff.
Are the new Rockford Prime amplifiers also? Yes, they are new Prime amplifiers. Yeah, so we're just waiting for the event for them to become available, and according to Eric, he's going to ship us one so we can play with it. Yes, they look pretty cool. I think they just kind of. So I think, all right. So because good luck with the surgery, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So I think what it is CES was going to be the release for those, but now that SEMA's the new hotness, they just wanted something to show at SEMA to kind of get some hype.
So they're going to push it.
So I don't think it's going to be available 2020 sometime. They just wanted to get people, like, hey, we have these new amps coming out. Ooh, and they look snazzy. Nice Christmas tree. It's pitiful as hell, but thank you.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's really the cool box.
Exactly. That's what we want to show.
Frostbite.
Yeah, Frostbite.
Ooh, we got a new prototype box coming from them too. I'm pretty excited about that. I have an 02 Ford F-150 and want to put a double DIN in it. How much work will it be? Didn't we film that one?
2002? Yeah.
Was that the ugly one we filmed in the dash? Where we had to cut the top of the dash?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we film at almost every.
Well, no, but I know we did the old one. I don't remember what year that was.
The old one, and yeah.
I mean, we've done them all.
We have.
So they make a dash kit for every F-150 there is to put a double din in.
But if you want to know how much is it, just call Paul at the store. He will give you.
I didn't see the price. I just think I thought he wanted to know how hard it was. Okay. Do you guys use any sound effects from head unit or natural? I think they're just asking, do we use any of the things in the radio? So it really just depends what we're doing. So if we're just doing a basic sound, like a basic radio, and it has like a Kenwood that has some of the thingies that lift the sound and all that, yeah, sometimes we'll turn those on. It just depends what we're doing. Not everyone wants, like, if you're just getting a radio and some speakers, there's no need for us to get in there and time alignment and do anything like that, but they have a lot of really default features that are fun to play with and will substantially improve the way it sounds. Yeah, we'll push them. How much better will my factory radio, go back down to the, factory radio sound if I fit sound deadening to the doors, leave the radio stock, but add in a
Audison
Prima 10-inch active sub. Ooh, yeah. So the doors in the Ford, okay, so, hang on.
What's up, Richard? That would be cool to find out what kind of song, like a Christmas song, to test. That would be cool.
I'm a big fan of Charlie Brown's Christmas.
There you go.
Anything from the Charlie Brown's Christmas album is pretty awesome sounding and has a lot of movement of the instruments through it. So if you gotta go and, if you're trying to, like, do something that's musical, what is it? Linus and Lucy, or Lucy and Linus, is a really cool song for instrumental, and there's a lot of movement across the dash. So this is a Ford factory speaker. This guy right here, okay? It has foam on the back, just like we do. This is their version of a fast ring because it sticks out to the right amount, so when the door panel goes on, this is it. This is all you get, okay? It doesn't move a lot. It's got, you can kind of see the voice coil right there. So it's like a, maybe an inch, maybe 7/8 voice coil. Very generic, tinsel leads, garbage. So the sound that you get out of this, it doesn't move a lot, okay? It's not like it's moving a ton. If I was to put roadkill, I would just concentrate on the area directly behind it, which is pretty much what the factory already does. You're not going to get anything better out of this by putting a bunch of sound treatment in the door. It's just, it doesn't move enough air to do that. Now, adding the 10-inch Audison subwoofer to the back, yeah, you're going to get a lot more bass out of that. The other thing, too, really what sucks at the Ford is, which I can't get to because, hold on.
What?
Is this guy right here. This tweeter, this little tweeter here, this thing blows. If I was to do anything in the Ford to, like, if I want to do the minimal amount of stuff to a Ford, I would replace this tweeter with a better tweeter. I'd buy a kicker key and go full active on the front, meaning power the tweeters, power the mids, do the whole kicker key thing, and add a subs underneath the back seat. And that would drastically improve everything. If I wanted to spend just a couple bucks more, I would just buy a set of 6x9 components. You could get into the, you could even go with like some Pioneer TSDs. You could go with some, Prima. I mean, they were really nice.
Yeah.
I know they're pricey, but you don't have to go crazy though. You're not trying to add depth to me. You're just trying to improve the sound quality a little bit. But definitely replacing the tweeter and getting the sub would yeah.
Okay.
Get the idea. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Oh yeah, good one too.
Yeah.
I have a problem with listening to that though, because if I listen to Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I immediately think of Disney and when Hollywood Studios had the Osborne Spectacle lights, and they don't do that anymore, and it makes me sad, so I changed the tracks.
When doing time correction on the PASIC system, where do you take your measurements? From the tweeter or the woofer?
I go to the woofer, so what we'll do is we'll do both.
Yeah.
So we'll take the measurements for both the woofer and the tweeter. Because depending on what tweeter we're using, sometimes the tweeter plays down low enough to where it's going to affect the time alignment. So we'll automatically go for the mid bass first, get that measurement, and that's what we're going to start with.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of adjust from there. Because it's never like an inch or two on the driver's side is usually a lot of the times on the passenger side, the distance between where you're sitting to the mid-range and the tweeters are going to be the same. We're going to be within an inch or two. Whereas on the driver's side, you're going to have usually anywhere between 4 to 5 inches of differential there, just because of how it's set up. So we'll go to the mid bass, and then we'll just listen to it. And if we need to, we'll add a little distance just to kind of get to where we need to, because like sometimes the woofer will be in a little bit further, so you're kind of guessing. So there's nothing written in stone. So like, oh, it's a hard 22 inches. No, it's not. It's like, could be 25. So just slow it down and go easy. Best budget RCA. Get the Stinger 4000s.
4000s, definitely.
4000s for sure. I mean, you could go all the way down to the 1000. They're awesome RCAs too. But if you still want a nice triple twisted RCA, good shielding directional, the 4000s. Definitely the 8000s, but I kind of think 17 foot, $40. There you go.
There you go. That's it.
You said budget though, so I was thinking sub $20.
All right. Are you
cheap upgrade for an F-150? What do you want for Christmas? We'll come back to that one. Cheap upgrade for an F-150. Right off the bat, what I would do is a kicker key and a Rockford P300 10-inch woofer amplified truck box underneath the back seat. That would be the cheapest I could possibly do in that. I would want to upgrade the speakers, but it's not totally necessary. Adding in the kicker key with that subwoofer, we did that last week. What did we do that in last week? Do you remember? I don't remember. Was it an F-150? No, it wasn't. It was a truck though, wasn't it? Hell, I don't remember. We just did that last week though. It was kind of funny. But yeah, I like that. What do you want for Christmas?
Yes, that was a truck.
Was a truck?
Yeah.
Was it a Ram? No.
No, that was not a Ram.
I don't remember what it was.
No.
What do you want for Christmas?
Oof, I don't know, man.
Well, if you could add anything, what do you want? I mean, keep it reasonable. What do you want?
I got nothing. I haven't think about it.
Dude, it's not like I'm going to ask you where you want to go to eat. Gas money, gas money, gas money, right? Yeah,
there you go. That's it.
2025 for RCAs is within my budget. So there you go. Get the 8000s if you I like to step down. I like the blue ones. To be honest with you, the blue ones are my favorite. Which ones are those? Do you know? Those are the 6000s.
The blue ones are the 6000s.
I like the 6000s personally.
6000s are nice.
Because I like that dual run of cable. Yeah. But that's just my thought.
Hey, man.
What are your favorite songs that you like to use for testing timeline? All right. So what do you want for Christmas? Keep thinking of that.
Turbo. Fernando wants turbo.
Yeah, he wants air horns, he wants turbos, he wants hydraulics on his car.
No, you know what? This is what I want for Christmas.
Okay.
I want to put the system that we need to put in my car. That's it.
Oh, yeah, the GS9, some focals.
GS9, focals.
Drop the Phoenix Gold lamp in there. That would be cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, me too.
That's it.
Me too. So normally, the first song we always play no matter what is Sugar by Maroon 5. Another one that is really popular that I like is where's that? It's Charlie Puth. What's the name? Attention.
Attention
by Charlie Puth.
Oh, I like that song.
P-U-T-H. What is that one?
El Preso.
El Preso by.
It's Fruco y sus tesos. Yeah.
You can't see it. Never. Yeah, you can't see it. Hold on, let me see if I tap on it.
Okay, so pause.
Oh yeah, right.
There you go.
So
good pause.
I hit pause. It didn't work. So you can kind of see
you gotta go up, man.
You can see the cover of the album there. Anyways, that's a Latino song. I like it because it has this amazing sound in the middle of the car. That's awesome. When we're done tuning, "Lovely Day" by Bill Withers is fun. Because it has a lot of instruments that just kind of move around and just hit it really nice. And then Stevie Wonder's, Stevie Wonder's "Superstition" is really cool to listen to once you're to that point to where you're like, it's not a beginning song, it's more of an ending song. As far as song you want to listen to after you feel you have it tuned.
Yep.
Another one that's fun to listen to is Beastie Boys. Which one is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Women or something like that. And then for bass, what is it?
Right there.
Is it the Steve Aoki? Is it this one or that one? Rage. I think it's the first one. What is
Delirious?
Delirious by Steve Aoki.
Yeah.
That's a good one because like if you're trying to do a speaker system that has like where you're trying to test out the tweeters, make sure you got good crossover points. Guaranteed if you play that one super loud and you don't, you'll blow them. Cool.
He say just pick a place so we can take you to dinner.
I like that one. That's
Sounds
way
good,
easier.
man. I think he's gonna come back next week. He's gonna stop by next week. Yeah, I think so.
Dire Straits, Money for Nothing, Brothers Arms. Yeah, it's a good one. I just, it's like anything else, or then you got, of course, the Eagles, Hotel California. You got Michael Jackson. I hate all those songs. I hate them all because it's like I have Dire Straits personally. I don't listen to Money for Nothing. I like Sultans of Swing better. But it's one of those things. Blues Traveler. Ooh, yeah, Blues. I got a couple Blues Traveler songs. Those are good. See, a lot of nice things about the older music and the country music. One of my new faves, because I got new faves. Hold on, it's working its way slowly into the rotation because it's hilarious. Is Luke Combs? Beer Never Broke My Heart.
Yeah.
That one kicks butt.
Yeah,
because he sounds really good, good presence, and the song is just like musical and happy and moving. It's got bass. It's like, that one's cool. And that's the only country song I'll ever listen to so far. Put up the playlist, man. It is somewhere. I know it's in a podcast somewhere, but we'll do what we can. Maybe. Yeah.
I have a question. Why doesn't Foca have a repair after warranty?
Because they ship all their stuff in and they don't have parts to repair anything. So it's basically you get the warranty that you get, and then once they get the product back, they throw it away. So they don't actually have parts to repair them.
They just want to make sure
there's no reconing, there's no anything like that. So it's like once you break it out of warranty, it's broke. Yeah. There's nothing they can do for you.
They sell you a new one.
Exactly. Most manufacturers are that way. There's very few manufacturers that repair anything. If you blow a tweeter, it's not like the old days where you could just glue in a new diaphragm or twist in a new diaphragm. It goes in the trash. Yeah. And it's a terrible thing, but that's why they do it.
It costs more money probably.
So a lot of the times what happens is when a container comes from wherever it comes from, there's a couple different ways they do it. Sometimes, let's say you order a 12. We'll just use these as basic numbers. Let's say you need 12. Well, they're going to send you 15. And those 3 are what is going to cover any damages to the product. That's your coverage for warranty. Sometimes what manufacturers will do is they'll give a discount on the product, saying, okay, you're going to order this many. It's going to be this price. We're going to give you this much off. And you have to take care of your own warranty. So it's weird how it all works out, but it's all built into the container price of the speaker coming over. So once that speaker is discontinued, there's no parts, there's no nothing. So even if it's a brand new speaker and it's out of warranty by 2 years or 1 year or whatever it is, they don't have like a new cone they can glue into it. So it goes into the trash. Yeah. And it sucks because our landfills fill up with a bunch of blown speakers. Aren't some of the Focal gear made in China? Of course some of the Focal gear is made in China. Basically from access down is made in China, and from flax up is made in France. Every manufacturer, I don't care who it is, has a brand or series of speakers that's made in China. Now, that's not to say they're not designed in France, because on the box will say designed in France, made in China. Because they design all their speakers. Everyone does. Except for maybe the auditors. I don't know if they design the auditors, because let's be honest, who cares? I mean, it's like a $60 speaker. If you have a set of auditors, it's cool. They're not bad. I'm just saying, I don't think they design them. I think those are something they just buy off the shelf. Whereas the integration line and the access line are all designed to meet whatever standards Focal has. Now, if you want to talk about a company that goes really to the extreme as far as Chinese manufacturing goes, that would be Audison Hertz or Electromedia. Electromedia worked out a deal with China to own the facility where their stuff is made. So it's like, what is it called? They have a name for it. It's like, I don't know, it's like dreamland or something. But anyways, it's this giant facility that they have in mainland China that is run by the Italians. So there's actual physical Italians that live there and run the whole plant.
Yep.
The only thing is they use Chinese employees for labor and whatnot. But it's this gorgeous facility that, like,
engineers.
It's insane. The engineers, the Italian engineers live there. And they just and they're totally bummed because they just built this facility before the tariffs went in, and it's like, oh damn. But that's not to say they also make so all their stuff that needs to be made in China is made there, and then all the other stuff is made in Italy. So it's really kind of weird, but it's cool. Good evening, gents. Have a wonderful night. Keeper of time, Jason, has told us what time it is. It has been an hour. You guys have asked a ton of questions, and we obviously can't get to them all, but that's no big deal. We'll be back Monday on Facebook. Yes, go.
Thank you so much for the guys. They actually put like $5, $2, $3. Thank you so much,
Did
guys.
They?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You can see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, that is awesome. Yes,
well, thank you, guys.
Thank you. It's something new we're trying, so we'll figure out how that all works, and we'll figure out a better way, of course, to handle it where we give you guys shout-outs or answer your questions or something like that. Yeah. We're learning. I know. You'd think by now we know, but we don't, so it's all right. Anyways, as I was saying, DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools that we use. Definitely head over to DNF Tool Drawer. If there's something that you see us use, plastic, whatever, it's going to be on DNF Tool Drawer. Test tones are there. You know, all the fun stuff is on DNF Tool Drawer.
Shirts.
Teespring/store/5 stars where you can pick up your cool 5-star shirt. And if memory serves, you still have time. If you're trying to get one for that loved one, or you want your loved one to get you one, I think if you order it today, you will still get it by Christmas if you're that guy that feels like you need to have it by Christmas. Otherwise, just order it anyways. This one is not available. I never put this one up. I don't think I'm going to because, honestly, I've worn it so much I don't like it. Decorate that tree. I know it's pitiful, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Remember, it's Saturday. Oh, yeah. Monday, Facebook Live. We'll be back. And, of course, Monday we'll be doing 5 Minutes of 5-Star. If you guys don't follow us on Instagram, make sure you head over to Instagram and follow us. That's another great place to ask us questions because we're supposed to be going on for 5 minutes. And as long as you guys are asking questions, we typically keep answering them. Sometimes
it's 5 hours.
It's like
5 hours.
Yeah, by the end of the week, it's like a 2.5, 3 hour show. As you guys know on Monday. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But that's a great place to find us to answer questions. Anyways, it's Saturday night. So what does that mean? That means you're going to go out and have a party, have a good time. It's Christmas. Christmas parties are hopping. Don't drive drunk, people. Uber, Lyft, as I say time and time again, get your pets spayed and neutered, and get your ass home safe and Uber or Lyft. Sure, they might steal your credit card information, but hey, you won't go to jail or the morgue.
Man.
It's awesome.
All right, guys.
It's over for you. That means sleep time.
Don't forget Monday.
Maybe for you, bro,
6:30.
but not me. All right, and for those of you guys that are freezing your butts off because it's cold in your neck of the woods, sucks to be you. It ain't here.
He's saying, I'm over 40.
I know, that's what I said. I said sucks to you. Pizza or cheeseburgers? Pizza. I don't eat red meat, so it's always pizza. Here it is.
Pizza.
Used to be wings, but I gave those up. I know, sucks.
So
now
wings.
I got pizza, French fries, and ice cream.
Wings, tacos.
Tacos, I really don't count those as a food group, even though those today were made. I'm a pizza guy.
Man.
Coal-fired pizza, all the way. If you got an oven, a brick oven pizza, or a coal-fired pizza, yeah, baby.
Salsa, baby.
And if you follow that up with, hold on.
Say night. And actually, I'm going to a party tonight.
Best sauce right here, guys. Taco Bell Verde sauce. Okay, that's good. You can see it. Taco Bell Verde sauce right here. This is my favorite.
Yes.
So, this over tamales? Oh my God. Yeah. So I actually have to buy this on Amazon because they don't sell it in Florida anymore in the grocery store. So I buy it in a case. I buy it in 12 packs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Pizza.
Haley loves this stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
See you guys later.
That's it.
See you guys Monday.
Weekend. Yeah, that.
Bye.